Now, as promised, Darren Farwell of the Farwell Group joins us so we can learn more about investing tax efficiently for our retirement. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Marilyn.
What do you have for us today?
Well, tax efficiency is important. It's one of the things that you always talk about, Marilyn, is never too early and never too late to have a plan. Today, I'm going to talk about, in reviewing some of the current market research, I came across a rather shocking statistic. 70% of widows end up changing financial advisors within a year, just a year, of losing their spouse. And while that's important on its own, there's another good reason why we should think about how to prevent that. Bereavement experts tell us that it can take a year or two to come to terms with the grief of losing a spouse. Now, coming to terms is not the same as saying getting over it. Sandy is a widow client of the Farwell Group, and she says, people talked about getting over it after my husband died, especially as the years passed, but I still haven't gotten over it. I have learned how to live with it. Well, if it can take a few years to adjust to such a significant loss, yet widows are changing advisors in the first year, it seems like that is possibly the worst possible time to be out interviewing, researching, and deciding on a new financial advisor. It makes sense that it's a lot harder to make a good decision with so many other practical and emotional issues to deal with. When you lose a spouse, there are a lot of important decisions you will need to make as times pass. And if you are not in a solid working relationship with your advisor, you may not make the best decisions, and those decisions could have a big impact down the road when you may need extra money for care and medical bills. By maintaining, or for some couples out there, creating a good relationship with an advisor that works well for both of you, you can avoid the additional stress of trying to develop another important relationship during the trauma of losing your spouse. Sandy, who I spoke about earlier, did move to another financial advisor within 8 months of losing her husband. The advisor her husband had worked with spoke down to her and was patronizing. Now, Leslie, who speaks on from a woman's perspective regularly, and I, and our whole team at the Farwell Group, are familiar with how this happens, and we have special training and processes that eliminate that type of dynamic. So Sandy switched advisors. The first one she switched to didn't work out at all, as it turns out, so she switched again, all at a time when she said she was really not ready to do that. So if you and your husband work with a financial advisor you are not both comfortable with, it's an issue. You should talk about it now before anything bad happens. Maybe it just means getting to know your current advisor better. Many couples do that just by doing joint meetings instead of just one of the spouses there. But if you're not totally comfortable with that advisor, it's much better to address it now when you are not under significant life stress. You may decide to change advisors as a couple. If not, you might consider getting an advisor of your own so you can each have someone you are comfortable with. However you end up addressing it, give yourself time to get comfortable in the right business relationship with your advisor while times are good. A good financial advisor can be there as an important part of your team to be a guide when you need one. So plan for good outcomes by planning ahead.
The last thing anyone needs is to add stress to a difficult situation. Losing a spouse is heartbreaking. So it's important to have someone who will listen to you and get you and have your confidence so that you don't have to worry about the next steps. I believe that Darren and Leslie and the team at the Farwell Group have the training to do that. So plan ahead, avoid a problem, and if you find yourself in that situation, there's no better time than now to straighten it out. The phone number for the Farwell Group, Darren?
416-863-7600. 416-863-7501.
416-863-7501. Plan for the best outcomes, and if you're already in a problem, have the help of experts to sort it out. Darren Farwell, Leslie McCormick, the Farwell Group, 416-863-7501. Thank you, Darren. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you, Marilyn. All the best.
Bye for now.